Okay, I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of the word ruminating or ruminate. It's when you keep thinking of things, you keep thinking of thoughts over and over and over and over again. And I know for me, this is just one thing that I do personally that makes me kind of get into the depressions and get into the dark places that I get into because I don't deal with my thoughts and my thinking. I don't confront some of the things that I'm thinking. I don't just go and do the things that I don't want to do or don't feel like doing. And then it will just build up into this thing where I start feeling like kind of like I didn't do something that I just maybe should have went and did because it would have made me feel better. And I just keep holding on to these thoughts and they just keep building and building and building. And I really don't have any other outlet to get them out besides doing these videos. And these videos, they do help, but they are not a cure. They are not the solution. They just help a little bit. They do something, but they don't do enough for me. I think I need other individuals that think the same way that I do, other individuals that ruminate and go through these depressive stages. I need to vent out to other people about these things and have them listen to me and me listen to them. And maybe that can help because I know it can do something because I've already went to a therapist and I went to counseling and it does help. It does help. And I don't know why I haven't been doing it. I don't know why I haven't made the decision to get on the phone and to call and do these things because I think that I'm strong enough. I think that I have everything. I think that I can situate my thoughts and I think that I can do all these things by myself and on my own. And that's the mistake I keep making is I keep thinking that I got this. I keep thinking, oh, this storm will pass. It'll go away. And then I can get back to doing what I was doing and I never deal with the problem. And then it just comes back again and it keeps coming back and it keeps coming back. And all it's doing, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm letting it build up into this big, huge layer of cake. It's like I keep putting the icing on and then I'll smooth the icing out and it'll dry up. And then I'll say, okay, more icing, let me not do anything. I can deal with it. I can wait a little longer. I'll feel better. Okay, let me put more icing over top of it. And this is what I keep doing time and time and time again. And I'm not dealing with my problem. I'm not dealing with my internal things that are going on, both mentally, psychologically, physically. I'm not dealing with them. And I'm saying, oh, well, I'll feel better. I'll feel better soon. And I could just brush it off my shoulder and not think about it. But this is where I keep making the mistake, is I keep doing that time and time and time again. And I keep getting caught in this pattern where I'm not dealing with it. And I know for me, see, here's the only way I can explain this to you, is when I got back on this one drug I'm on, it blocks a lot of things out. It blocks out worries. It blocks out thinking. It blocks out pain. You don't really care. You don't really worry as much. And when I first got on it, that's what was happening. I was blocking everything out. I didn't worry too much because the drug was filling that void in my brain. And now I'm used to it again and it's not doing what it was doing before. So now I have to I have to do things that I don't want to do and I don't feel like doing, but I have to do something to fill this void in. You know, there's that void there that I'm not saying I want it completely filled, because then I wouldn't have anything to do or talk about or anything. I'm just saying I need some of the layers of cake. I need some of the burning building to be extinguished. And I'm talking about my burning building. It just can't keep being on fire. I can't just keep adding layers to this cake time and time and time again. There comes a time where no matter whether you want to do something or you don't feel like doing it, it does not matter. You have to act. And I know I have to act on these things. I can't just keep saying that I got this. I can't keep thinking that I can just brush this off to the side and that it will just go away and I won't think of it, because that is not what happens. It comes back worse. Every time it comes back worse and worse and worse. It gets a little bit worse. And I realized I'm to this point where I can't carry this load anymore. I can't carry these thoughts. I can't carry this depression. I can't carry this void. I can't carry this heavy weight that I'm carrying around. And it's time. I need to go help myself. I need to go get help for myself. I am admitting that I need help for myself. And that is one of the hardest things for a lot of people to do, especially men, because men think that they have this all together. Men think that they're so strong and they're supposed to keep everything together. Men think, their pride and their ego cannot be let down. You can't say, I have a problem and I need help. And this is so dangerous. Why do you think there is so many people committing suicide? Why do you think there is so many men that are going out and doing these crazy things that they do? Because they feel as though they can't vent this. They feel as though they can't say, look, I have a problem and I need help. I'm not dealing with this right. And then what do we do? What do we do as prideful, egotistical men that think we have this? We just keep layering the cake and layering the cake and layering the cake. And then we keep letting the building burn. We keep letting our building be set ablaze, and we never go grab the extinguisher, which is help, which is at least seeking some kind of help and saying, I need help because I'm not dealing with this right. We won't grab the fire extinguisher and we won't do anything because we think that we can deal with it. We think that we have this together and we think that we don't need any help. This day and age, I think this is really why so many people are depressed and suicidal, because they cannot say that they need help. And I will be the first to admit I need help. I can't keep doing what I am doing. It's not filling the gap in where it needs to be filled for me. It's not filling in that need that I have, or that way to get outside of myself and quit thinking all these thoughts and thinking I have it together and I'll deal with it some other time. I'll get to it later. I'll call a therapist. I'll go to counseling. I'll seek medication. I'll do all these things later. I'm going to try to deal with it. And that is the worst thing to do, is to try to deal with it. See, that's what they mean by admitting that you're powerless over something. When you don't have it in you to fill that gap that is there. And it's one of the hardest things people have to do, is say, I'm powerless and I need help. I just can't do this on my own. I I need there to be something there for me in order for me to get this out of me so that I can at least get some of it away from me. At least I can take some of the layers of the cake away. At least I can put out the fire a little bit. If your house is completely on fire, okay, well then put some of it out. Take a baby step. And it isn't that we want to do this. It isn't that we feel like doing it. Because I don't feel like doing this. I want to be by myself. I want to do what I do. I want to be content with what I do. I don't want to get help from other people. Because I'm a man. I'm this guy to think that I can do this and I have everything together. And I don't need those people. You know, I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't need anybody around. I can just isolate, and I can keep isolating, and I can keep isolating, and I can just keep brushing it off my shoulder. And then what happens with most of us? We turn into a dynamite stick. We turn into something angry and explosive and bitter. And then we wonder why so many people are doing these things, because I feel as though they don't think that there's anything or anybody that can help them. And it's the same way I feel. I feel like nobody can help me. I feel like there's nothing in this world that can at least help me somewhat. And that is a lie. That is a lie from the depth of your own mental hell. That is a lie, people. There is something that we can do. I know, because I did it before. It's just, I don't want to admit I have a problem. I don't want to admit I need help. I don't want to take them little baby steps for myself. And that's my problem, because I'm not doing it. Because I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it, so I don't do it. And that's the problem. It's my own problem that I'm not dealing with. It's nobody else's problem. And that's what I mean by ruminating. I keep thinking about these same things over and over. Then I don't deal with them. And then I think I have this and everything's going to be cool. And it's not going to be cool. And that's where you have to let your pride down and you have to say, look, I can't keep dealing with this. And it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter how they judge you. None of that matters anymore. All that matters is that we do at least something to help ourselves, even if we don't want to or feel like doing it. And this is why so many men act out in anger and violence and corruption and all these other things, because that's the path they choose to go. Instead of saying, I need help, instead of saying, I need somebody to maybe be there sometimes, instead of saying, look, I need other alternatives. Can you please help me? I don't know what to do about this situation. What do? We do the opposite. We get angry, we get violent, we get explosive. We do all these things to other people because we're not dealing with it ourselves. And this is what happens with me. And this is why I get so bitter. This is why I get angry. This is why I get how I get as a person, because I'm not dealing with my own internal struggles. I'm not just going and doing something about it. And then I keep letting it build up over and over again. And it just keeps doing that. And I do this like every 5 years. I realize that I'm completely at the end of my rope. I did this in 2009. I did this in 2015, 2016, and now it's time again. Like every 6 years, I have one of these things happen, and I never deal with it. I never deal with the problem head on. I just deal with the surface level of things. I don't get to the root of the problem. And I won't make that mistake this time. I will not make that mistake this time. I am going to the root this time. I am going to the canal and saying, look, This thing is infected. I am infected. I am diseased. I need help. I need to get treatment for this tooth that is decaying, for this canal that is rotting away. I need to go get a dentist to help treat the tooth, you know? And doing that, for some of us, we almost see it as an impossibility. It's like something that we don't want to do, but it has got to be done. And believe you me, I do not want to do some of these things that I know that I have to do because I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. I say there's no one that can really help me, but I know in the back of my mind that's not true because I did this before and I got help before. It's just that I wasn't willing to actually put my whole self into the problem. I wasn't willing to admit that I needed help with something. I was saying little bits and pieces, but I wasn't getting to the root. I wasn't going right to the depth of the problem. And only I can do that now. I know that only I can do that. I always thought somebody else was going to do it for me. I always thought that, I'll come across this group of people or I'll go to this place that has all the answers and I won't have to deal with my problem. Let me tell you, it does not exist. There is no such place like this. There is no place that you're going to go where people are going to solve your problem. There is no place you're going to go where someone has some fairy dust that they sprinkle and you just get better all of a sudden. That is not going to happen. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. And I know it's not going to happen for myself. And I'm going to have to deal with this head on. And believe me, this is not fun. This is not a fun video. This is not a fun time. This is a very dark, depressing, lonely, agitated, irritable time in my life. And I don't want this to ever happen again. I don't ever want to plunge to these depths again in my life. And I let it go. I let it go for too long. See, it's my problem. I didn't deal with it. That's all it comes down to, is I didn't deal with it. And I am powerless and I need help. And that's all there is to it. Now, the thing is, are you going to be willing to do that for yourself if you're someone similar to me? That's the only question. You can't maneuver around this. You can't juke it. You can't go to the left or right. You can't go around the corner. You can't jump over it. You have to face it head on. And that's what I know I have to do. And that's why I'm telling you this also, because I know what I have to do that I didn't do before. And I just wasn't ready yet. But now I'm ready. I'm ready more than ever because this is it. This is the final thread. This is the final match in my life. I don't have another one of these in me. I can't plunge to these depths again. I can't do it. It just can't happen again. So it's like a now or never thing. It's like I have to go into this head on, even though I'm not going to like it. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I have got to face it. And I've got to admit that I need help and I have a problem. And that's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing now. And if it helps someone, I'm glad that it does that. But my videos are probably not going to be enough over time if it's something that does help someone. I don't know what these videos do. I have no idea what they do. I have no idea what other people think. But I know for me, videos are not enough. Watching other people is not enough. Listening to other people's not enough. I need to do more for myself so that I can get in a place that I can at least handle and stand. You know, my building is on fire right now. So how can I grab the extinguisher for myself and how can I put it out a little bit? You can't, your building just can't be on fire all the time, y'all. It's just, how can you live with that? How can you live with that? I don't know how people can live with that. I know I can't. I can't do it anymore, and it just is what it is. And that's what needs to be done. And believe you me, I do not want to do this. I don't feel like doing a lot of this, but it's just something that needs to be done in my lifetime while I'm alive. I don't know how else to say it. So the first thing that I knew I had to do is get over myself and let my pride down and say that I have a problem and that I need help, or you can't do this. If you think that you got this, or you can handle it, or everything's going to be okay because you say it's going to be okay, I don't think that is going to work out at all, because I know what I went through. I know what I've been through. I know what I go through, and I've been through this so many times before. This is not the first time that I am doing this. I did this many times. I did this probably 4 times before. This isn't the first time that I had this happen, and I had to make a move in my life and make a decision for myself that I did not want to make. This is not the first time. So some of you, I really, really hope that you would get it. I don't like using the word hope though. I really wish that you would get it the first time and really confront yourself and face it. But I don't know how many times it's going to take, because for me, it seems like 3 strikes you're out, and I'm out. I'm out of the game, and I don't know if I will get back in the game, but I can't keep telling myself that. I have got to tell myself that there is something while I am alive to live for. There is something that I can do for myself to get myself out of this rut. There is something I can do. Even if it's a baby step, even if it's a little bit of something, I can do something. I can't keep telling myself that I can't, because if I believe that and I believe what I'm saying, then I'm never going to do anything about it. See, we're believing these lies in our head. We're believing that we can't do something, or we can't make a move, or, oh, I didn't do it for so long, so it's never going to happen. And these are lies that we're telling ourselves. That's all they are. They're lies that we're telling ourselves. If you're a guy like me that's 36 years old, you can still move. You can still do something. And when I say you, I'm talking about me. I can move. I can still do something. I can make the choice to just do it, even if I don't want to, or I don't feel like doing it. And I'm done talking. I've been talking too much, but I want to really get my point across here with what I am going for to say to all of you, because I've been there and I've done it before. And don't make the same mistake as me. I know that you have to make your own mistakes and you have to learn from them, but don't make the mistake of you thinking that you got this all together, because you don't. I'm telling you, you don't. And I know you don't want to do it. You don't want to say that to yourself, because you still got that pride. You still got that ego thing. You still got that thing saying, I'm a strong man. I can. And even you, most of you, that's a lie. You know it. I don't have to tell you this. But are you willing to admit it, and are you willing to take a baby step? Just like I'm asking myself, are you willing to do this, Nate? Are you tired of doing this, Nate? Is this enough, Nate? Are you willing to get to the root of the problem, Nate? Are you tired of juking and playing these little games, Nate? Or are you going to get to the heart of the matter? And at this time, it has to be that time. There is no other time for me. There is no other time. This is it. This is it. I can't do this no more. So that's my rant on this, but it's a much needed rant. And I think that a lot of us needed to hear this, really. I think a lot of us are really holding on, and we're not seeing what's really going on here. And we keep hiding behind this thing, thinking we got it, and then we get angry, and then we point the finger and blame everybody, And then we keep doing this cycle over and over again. And a lot of us, we know what we're doing to ourselves. We know that we're doing this to ourselves. We know that we're bringing ourselves down and we're hurting ourselves. Yet we still think that we got this and we're strong enough and it's not going to hurt that bad and I'll just brush it off my shoulders and I'll get over it and move on. And I don't know, maybe some of you can do that, but I know I can't. I can't do it. And if this is the first step to what I have to do, then this is my baby step. And with that, I am out. Stay up, stay lowly, resonate. Later, y'all.